Welcome to America. Go back home.
The makers of Budweiser beer plan to air a pro-immigration television ad during this Sunday's Super Bowl, jumping into the political fray alongside athletes and coaches. This week, Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr criticized President Donald Trump's executive order to restrict immigration from 7 predominantly Muslim countries.
It's a horrible idea.
Kerr knows the pain of terrorism. His father was assassinated in Beirut when Kerr was only 18. He now worries the executive order could exacerbate security problems.
It's the wrong way to go about it. If anything, we could be breeding anger and terror.
Critics of Kerr fired back immediately, tweeting that Kerr should stay in his lane and stick to sports. I sat down with 3 people who say sports and politics are inseparable. Olympic gold medalist Tommie Smith, Olympic silver medalist Danielle Slaton, and longtime activist San Jose State professor Harry Edwards.
And what most of the people who say, well, politics really you shouldn't bring that, what they really saying is sit down and shut up. I don't want to hear that. I want to watch my basketball, and I don't care what LeBron James thinks about killings by police officers in the African-American community.
We all feel helpless and frustrated by the violence. It's time to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, what are we doing to create change?
WNBA players donned T-shirts honoring Black Lives Matter and slain police officers. 49er Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem. All are following in a long tradition of political activism, captured powerfully by 2 medalists at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics.
I made a military turn to the right, facing the flag, and the music started. It sent a chill through my body. Then the next move changed my life.
Smith and teammate John Carlos raised their fists to show solidarity with all African Americans.
Do you remember when you walked out off of the podium? Like, was it quiet?
That's when the stand went wild and calling us names. And as I looked up into the stand, I saw just nothing but madness, animals. And I gave a fist for one last time, raised the fist one last time.
It's my job to pick up the torch that these gentlemen started and that the women before me and the men before me started.
Slaton played with the silver medal-winning women's Olympic soccer team in 2000. She and other female athletes are still fighting to close the massive pay gap between professional men's and women's teams.
But I think it takes the voice of women continuing to ask, demand for rights, but it also takes the support of men around to be able to lend a voice as well. Because no right that was given to a woman was decided by a woman. It was decided by a man.
Former NBA All-Star Chris Webber acknowledged that male athletes should do more to support women's athletics.
Always marginalized. We have to admit that as men, as a society, that really do we care about women's issues as much as we care about our own, even though they're in the same exact, genres with sport.
Webber made his remarks at the launch of the Institute for the Study of Sports, Society, and Social Change at San Jose State University. Other speakers included longtime activist and NBA Hall of Famer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
A lot of young people really admire athletes, and just by being curious about what the athletes that they admire are doing, a lot of young people find their way to social activism.
Former San Francisco 49er Anquan Boldin said athletes understand hardship.
A lot of us, our backgrounds are similar, where we didn't have a lot growing up. So we understand what it's like to go without. There's a lot of guys that are in the locker room that are willing to help, but they don't understand how powerful their voice is.
It's clear their voices are powerful. When quarterback Colin Kaepernick refused to stand for the national anthem, high school football teams quickly followed suit.
This is what I think of you.
The repercussions were swift as well. Angry fans burned Kaepernick's jersey, calling him unpatriotic. And longtime activist and NFL Hall of Famer Jim Brown faced backlash from the political left when he agreed to meet with President Donald Trump.
I voted for Hillary, and everybody knew that, and she lost. We didn't bring out the vote for her to become victorious. Donald Trump became the president of the United States. That seat is very powerful, I am a person that will reach out to the President of the United States, whoever it is, and try to get them to understand what I believe will make great changes in this country.
I said, so I'm glad you're going in. I said, the other thing is, I want you there when he has his Trayvon Martin moment. I want you there when he has his Mike Brown moment.
Edwards says the Institute is committed to fostering participation from all points on the political spectrum.
Everybody. Even those who say, we don't need change, we need a reinstitution of tradition. My disposition would be, show it to me. Let's get that out, because that's one that I want to see debated.
Welcome to St. Louis, son.
For KQED Newsroom, I'm Monica Lam.